I was going to move this up for me then. Moved it down for everybody else. There you go. Well, the crowd is thinned out a little bit. I think most everybody here knows who I am, but for those who don't, I'm Bruce DeBord, and I'm married to Ed's daughter, Debbie, sitting over here on the right. And Ed was the kind of guy, if you knew him for any period of time, we all have lots of Ed stories. And I'll share just one. I started dating Debbie back in 1989. And we got married 2 years later in 1991. In fact, we got married in Roy Clare's backyard, with Roy, at that time being mayor of Lidditz, marrying us with Skip and my daughter Emily as witnesses. And that was in May of 1991, and a couple of months later we went to Ocean City, New Jersey for the annual Pelger family vacation. And I happened to have been out in the ocean, swimming, horsing around, doing whatever, and I was walking out of the surf, and I saw Ed sitting here on a chair in the surf right in front of me. And as I was walking out of the surf, I was sort of doing this with my hand, and it felt kind of strange. And I looked down and noticed that my new wedding band was now missing. So I was walking towards Ed, and he saw me kind of doing this, and he said, "Bruce, what's up?" And I said, "Well, Ed, my wedding band's gone. It must be out there in the ocean somewhere." And Ed just took a pause and looked up at me, and he said, "Bruce, we've known each other just about 2 years, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not taking her back." He said, "It took me years to marry her off, and she's yours." And I assured him that, "Ed, I love your daughter. I'm going to take good care of her. Don't worry about it." I hadn't realized until I heard a couple years later the story that Ed, when he was out and about town in Lidditz, having breakfast with his buddies or whatever it may be, and they would inquire as to how his three daughters were, he would tell everybody that they were the ugliest son of a gun he'd ever had. And he was really worried he wasn't ever going to be able to marry any of them off. And so he was relieved that I came along and took one of his daughters and married him. But I want to fast forward 26 years to a couple weeks ago when Ed came home from the hospital for the final time. He knew what was going to occur. And I had a few moments to sit with Ed in his last days alone. And we had an opportunity to sit there and talk about a few things. And we recalled that moment 26 years earlier in Ocean City and had a little laugh about that. And I said, "Ed, I want you to know, I told you back then, and I was serious about it, I want you to know that I love your daughter, and I will always take good care of her." And his eyes welled up, and his voice started to, crack, and he was choked up. And he said, "Bruce," he said, "I really, really appreciate that. That's about the nicest thing that you could ever say to me at this point in time." And that was the last private moment that I ever had with Ed. So anyway, Debbie's sitting over here, and I just wanted her to know while I'm up here to Mike that 26 years ago, Debbie, when we got married, I loved you then. I love you more now than I did then. And I will always keep my promise to your dad.